Hello, friends. Welcome into the Cowboys Report presented by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. I am your host, Tom Downey, here with the latest Cowboys rumors. First up, is Tyron Smith going to play against the Eagles? I'll give it 3 stars. I feel pretty good about this one. Hopefully we don't get burned again, but I think you'll see Tyron out on the field Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. Frankly, at this point, I'd be surprised if he didn't go. He himself said he expects to play against the Eagles, and the good news for the Cowboys is they have survived without Tyron Smith amid his injury. Now it's time to thrive with him back. He's just calling it a normal stinger, but says it's also more extreme, which I guess by definition is not a normal stinger. Either way, Tyron missed 2 games. I think you'll see him back against the Eagles. Now, my concerns really come long-term because Tyron Smith, as great as he is, has battled quite a few injuries the past couple years, be it a back, a neck, or an elbow as well. Let me know in the comments section on a scale of 1 to 10, how worried are you about Tyron Smith long-term? 1 means you don't have any concerns at all. 10 means you're kind of freaking out right now. All right, more offensive line notes here. Travis Frederick, is he done for the year? We'll give this one 4 stars. He's not going to play this year. Frederick himself said he doesn't think he's going to be able to play. And although Frederick does not want to rule anything out, he says that he's not quite 100% yet. And even once he gets to 100%, he'd still need 8 weeks to be ready to play, getting back into game shape and all that, into going from normal strength to full-on in-game, in-season strength. So Frederick thinks he'll be able, to return next year, and he thinks he's confident that will end up being the case. I do as well, but this season kind of seems like a lost year for Travis Frederick as he recovers from Guillain-Barré syndrome. Now, before we get to our next rumor, who do you want at left guard? Do you want Connor Williams or do you want Xavier Su'a-Filo? Let us know in the comments, and that'll tie into our next rumor, folks. But first, we are trying to get to 10K subscribers on our Cowboys Report channel, youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. You guys like the fan rumors and our preview stuff? Those go up first on that channel. It's youtube.com/Dallas Cowboys Report. You mentioned that question there about the left guard. So is Su'a-Filo going to start again this week for the Cowboys? I'll give this one 3 stars. Now, he's still working as the starting left guard for the Cowboys right now. And yeah, he struggled against the Saints, but he was dealing with an injury, got beat a couple times, gave up way too many sacks. And although Connor Williams is healthy and able to play, the Cowboys plan to start Su'a-Filo at left guard. Now, maybe the ankle flares up and he gets benched because of that injury, or maybe he struggles badly against the Eagles and they make the change then. But as of right now, the Cowboys do plan on continuing to roll with Su'a-Filo. And I think it's maybe a bit more of a coincidence than an outright reality that the Cowboys' O-line has been better once Su'a-Filo got installed, because I think Mark Colombo has a much bigger impact on that than does the play of Su'a-Filo. Either way, he is going to remain in at left guard, and plus the return of Tyron Smith, in theory, is going to be a big boost to that left side of the offensive line as well. But let me know, folks, who do you want? Type W for Connor Williams, or type S if you want Xavier Su'a-Filo to continue to start at left guard. All right, next up on our Cowboys rumors, are these the 8 most important Cowboys? I'm sure you saw this on Twitter. You definitely did if you follow me at @WhatGoingDowney. Colin Cowherd put out his 8 most important Cowboys. Number 1 was Leighton Vander Esch, and number 2 was Zeke. Okay, 3 was Tank, I get that. 4 was Tyron Smith. 5 was Jalen Smith. 6 was Jason Garrett. 7 was Dak, and 8 was Rod Marinelli. I got to give this list fake news. There's a lot going on here that I really disagree with. I actually don't really agree with Vander Esch being number 1. He's definitely in the top 8, but I think 1 is a little bit overreactionary here from Cowherd and others out there. Also, why is Rod Marinelli at number 8? I know he's listed as the DC, but it's really Chris Richard. So shouldn't Richard be on the list? By the way, where's Amari Cooper? Why isn't he on the list? The offense has totally changed since he came into town. You think he'd make at least the top 8, if not top 5 or top 4. Where's Zach Martin? I'm going to actually put him above Tyron Smith, frankly. Oh, where's Byron Jones, your number 1 corner? I don't really like this list all that much. Now, who do you think is the most important Cowboy? Let me know in the comments section. If you want to go Vander Esch, I kind of get it. I would go with a Zeke Elliott. I would go with a DeMarcus Lawrence. Cowboys need that pass rush there. An offensive lineman, maybe a Zach Martin, who has really kind of held together this offensive line amid injuries elsewhere. If you want to go off players, how about Will McClay? He's the de facto GM. Has had a big role in a lot of moves for this Cowboys team. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Cowboys120 for a 120% deposit bonus. Put down $50, they're going to give you an extra $60 for free. Put down $100, they'll give you $120. Put down $500 extra bucks, they'll give you $600 to bet with on BetDSI. But you got to use promo code Cowboys120 at chatsports.com/bet. All right, back now to the linebackers. Is Sean Lee going to start once he's healthy? I'll give this one 2 stars. There's some truth to it, but I think that the term starting is almost a misdirect or a bit deceptive here. He'll get snaps. I don't think anyone's going to deny that one. But when it comes down to Sean Lee taking all of Leighton Vander Esch's snaps, that's not going to happen. So he's not going to be the, I'm going to get 80% of the snaps. It's going to be a rotation. We've said that for weeks now. Once Sean Lee is healthy, it will be a 3-man rotation of Sean Lee, Jalen Smith, and Leighton Vander Esch in some order. And when Lee is healthy, he's an elite linebacker. Now, with that said, as a huge Sean Lee fan, Leighton Vander Esch should be getting the bulk of your snaps right now at linebacker. I know that Lee is great when healthy. He's been banged up, and Leighton Vander Esch has played out of his mind this season. Ride the hot hand. Keep playing Leighton Vander Esch. It was a triangle earlier this year with Lee at the top. Flip that triangle upside down. Make Lee at the bottom. Give him plenty of snaps still, especially in key moments and whatnot. But Vander Esch needs to be getting more snaps than Sean Lee right now. He's just outplaying him so far this season. Now, one more rumor here tying into the Sean Lee discussion is that he's only going to play in base packages per Pro Football Talk, which I don't really think makes a whole lot of sense because it's just, I don't get it. I'll give it 1 star. I think that it could come true, but I would be a bit surprised if that's how the Cowboys chose to deploy Sean Lee. And to be fair, again, most teams, Cowboys included, typically operate out of a nickel set. And if you want to go with the base package, sure, but that probably means you're putting Vander Esch over at the strong side linebacker spot, which I don't know if they'll actually do. I don't think it makes much sense for the Cowboys to approach things in that way because you don't want Sean Lee playing as a strong side linebacker anyway. So you could see him get a lot of work in those run scenarios, but I don't think you're going to see Sean Lee only play in base packages. He's going to get work even in the nickel sets as well in a rotation for the Cowboys. If I'm Dallas, by the way, how about some 3-3-5 looks? Get all 3 guys on the field at the same time and let Jalen Smith blitz a little bit more. We know he likes to do that, and maybe he can get a little bit of pressure too with DeMarcus Lawrence and others. All right, folks, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, go get your own at Mizzen and Main. Comfortable.af is the website because these shirts are indeed comfortable as F. You will not find a more comfortable dress shirt than a Mizzen and Main shirt. All right, more Cowboys rumors. Do they always choke? No, of course they don't. Linebacker, let me get his name right here, Camu Gruger-Hill, whoever he is, the Eagles linebacker, says the Cowboys always choke. And every team loses games. That's the reality. But he's wrong here. He says, look at Dallas history. They always choke, so we'll go down there and make them choke. First off, that's assault, my friend. Second off, it's ironic that Gruger-Hill makes this comment when the last time the Cowboys play, they beat the Eagles. Gruger-Hill, by the way, dropped a potential pick 6. Which sounds a lot more like choking than what the Cowboys have done. And isn't it more choking, by the way, if you win the Super Bowl and then miss the playoffs the very next year? Because it's kind of what the Eagles are trending towards right now. Now, speaking of Cowboys versus Eagles, who you got? Get your score prediction in the comments section. Then DM me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. If you're the first one to get it right, I'll send you guys $25. But you got to DM me first with the correct score prediction. That is at WhatGoingDowney. And no surprise, no one got the Saints one right because that was a kind of an unpredictable game in terms of score. All right, next up, is Jason Garrett safe with a playoff berth? I will give this one 3 stars. I don't think it's set in stone 100%, but it's really over almost 3.5 stars right now. Now, Garrett has remained in playoffs or bust mode, as we've said, all season long. And a playoff berth means the Cowboys are likely going to keep Jason Garrett. I would put it well above 75%. Now, that's not going to be good news for every Cowboys fan, but maybe just enjoy the playoff berth, right? Here's where things stand right now in the NFC. So the Cowboys are your betting favorite and your outright favorite right now. They're 7-5, a 1-game lead over the Eagles. If they take down Philadelphia, it will be a 2-game lead. That's really almost 3 because of the tiebreaker. It sets up very, very well for the Cowboys to secure a playoff spot and win the NFC East. Don't bother wasting money betting on the Giants, by the way. Unlikely odds there. And the Cowboys schedule the rest of the way isn't even all that daunting. Yeah, you got to go play the Eagles. That's your big one. You win that, you're pretty much in. Even if you lose, it sets you up in a iffier spot. But Colts, they're beatable. They just got shut out by the Jaguars. The Bucks, that's a winnable game. They'll be the favorites in that one. And then the Giants on the road could be a little tricky, but the Giants might be full on tanking by that point. So I think things set up well for the Cowboys to make the playoffs, and then that means will keep Jason Garrett in all likelihood. Now, what does Jason Garrett need to do for you to want to keep him? I know not everyone likes Jason Garrett, and I get it, but let me know what you want. What is the minimum Garrett has to do this year for you to want to bring him back as the Cowboys head coach? Is it playoffs? Is it the NFC title? Is it a Super Bowl? Let me know in the comment section. Or maybe you just want Jason Garrett gone no matter what. Now, those NFC East odds you can bet on right now over on BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Cowboys120 gets you a 120% deposit bonus. What that means is you put down 50, they're going to give you $60 for free. Put down 100, they're going to give you 120. Put down 500 extra bucks, they're going to give you 600 in bonus money to bet with, but only if you use promo code Cowboys120 at chatsports.com/bet. All right, next up, is there not enough play action for the Dallas Cowboys? Well, this one's kind of a no-brainer to me. I'm going to give it 4 stars. Now, you look at what the Cowboys have done this year. They're only 15th in terms of play action usage on dropbacks, just 24%. Prescott, as I'm sure many of you understand, he's much better using play action. The Cowboys have one of the best ground games in the NFL. You should run a ton of play action if you're Scott Linehan, and if you're Garrett, and if you're Dak Prescott. The Rams and Jared Goff lead the way at just over 37%. In reality, that's what the Cowboys should be doing. You should run play action about every third drop back. And because you have that great passing attack, or that great ground game, teams will respect it. Use the play action. It sets up much easier throws. And by the way, Dak Prescott here is statistically much, much better, averaging almost 2.5 yards per pass better when using play action. That's a pretty significant difference there between normal play action and just normal pass plays. All right, folks, I am Tom Downey. Go follow me on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for more Cowboys coverage, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for our next Cowboys Report.